success of the Australian cricket team at the moment. It seems like it's set in. I hope it's not too much of a sticky wicket. It's really nice to be here this morning to welcome you all to Moodleposium. It's also very nice to look across the audience and see a great mix of colleagues from defence as well as civilian colleagues as well from other organisations. It's great to have you here with us at UNSW Canberra. For those of you who don't know UNSW Canberra, we've only been in Canberra now for just under 50 years, so it's understandable that not many people know about us. We've been teaching defence undergraduates all that time, way back to 1967 at the Royal Military College Duntrue, and at ADFA since 1986. And we have about 1,000 undergraduate students. We had 1,000 undergraduate students when ADFA opened, and we've got about 1,000 undergraduate students now. And I suspect in 20 years' time, we'll have about 1,000 undergraduate students. The thing that has changed since ADFA opened is that when ADFA opened, well, there would have been no students doing postgraduate coursework at all. Precisely none. We had no postgraduate coursework programs. And we would have had a very small number of people doing higher degrees by research. Now we award more postgraduate coursework degrees at our graduation ceremonies each year than we award undergraduate degrees. I think we have about 1,000 undergraduates. I think we have about 2,000 students studying through the postgraduate coursework awards, about another 350 doing higher degree research. So we're a small place compared to the other side of the university. You know, you call it the major side, the other side. It has about 50,000 students compared to our 3,000 or 4,000, so they're a little bigger than us. But nonetheless, we are a comprehensive university covering all the parts that you would expect a top GO8 university to cover. Learning management systems have become very important to us because we made a decision some years ago that we would not do postgraduate coursework programs on campus. So all of these large number of students who are doing postgraduate coursework programs with us are studying either via distance mode, via the Moodle learning management system for the last several years, or they're coming in doing perhaps a week's intensive delivery with us, and then going away and doing the assessment part of their programs using Moodle as a support. And although all of our undergraduate teaching is indeed done on campus, and all of our students live on campus, all of our undergraduate students, learning management system plays an ever more important part in their education as well, in providing them with the resources for their study and giving us the ability to move, I'm sure I don't have to explain this in this audience, to more of a flipped classroom mode in terms of the way that we deliver our programs. And I know that's not something that UNSW Canberra is doing uniquely. I know UNSW is doing it, and I know that most other universities in the sector are doing this kind of thing as well. So it's a good time to come together and talk about these things. I know from what David has indicated to me that the aim of this is not just to talk about Moodle, but it's to talk about all aspects of digital enabled technology for teaching, a really important topic. I wish you very well with the considerations. During the meeting, I hope it's a very successful one. Thank you.
Thank you very much, John. I'd like to pass now to Air Commodore. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, John, and it's great for me to be here as well. As John mentioned, UNSW has been involved with defence for a long time, and it's a great partnership that we've got. And we do this quite often, where we tag team on openings or tag team on presentations, and we actually do reasonably well. We don't double up too much. So there's a couple of little lines that I'll delete out of my talk today as we go through. But I'd just like to first start by welcoming everybody here to ADFA and the UNSW campus and the 2014 Moodleposium. Over the past few years, this seminar has actually created a great lot of thought in amongst our own people here at ADFA, and obviously from the attendance that's been growing over the last few years, it's generating that sort of thought that's required outside of ADFA as well, and the rest of the education community. But it's also important about highlighting where we're headed, and I think that's an important thing to take out of today, and I'll close with a few But before moving on to a few of my opening remarks, I'd just like to thank, first of all, the sponsors that we have, the 5 sponsors, but in particular also the University of New South Wales and the ASIC teams for pulling this together and the work that they've done over the last months to get this together. It is amazing how much work goes on behind the scenes to pull something like this together and make it happen. So thank you for those people who have done that. And to the speakers, those that I know that everybody, well not everybody, a lot of people put suggestions in on what they'd like to talk about during the selection process. For those people that have been selected to talk, congratulations and thank you for putting the effort in to picking a topic and then doing some work on producing a good talk on that. But I'd also particularly like to talk about Professor Mike Kettle, Dr. Graham Salter, Brigadier Peter Gates, and Dr. Panos Vlachopoulos, Vlachopoulos. So, not Greek, so I've got a bit of an English background, so my language skills are very poor. But thank you to those keynote speakers for presenting here over the next 2 days. We also have a bunch of virtual attendees, and I won't mention the names, but we actually have people from Afghanistan attending virtually in this seminar. So I think that's a great step forward and using the types of systems that we have part of here. But as the Commandant of the Australian Defence Force Academy, and as the leading officer training institution, we need to stay at the forefront of training and education, academically, militarily, and culturally. It's important to us for 2 reasons. One, to develop the type of leaders that we need for the Australian Defence Force, but also to develop the type of leaders that the Australian public will serve. A military professional requires the breadth and depth of skills and knowledge that was unimagined by our predecessors. Their education and training are important enablers, but our diversity in that area is also strong. Well, I state this in the context of being a military officer and leader. I have no doubt that it is no different in any vocation that you choose. And as the people in this room and the organisations responsible for that education and training, of a great many Australians, obviously not just at ADFA, it's important that we are developing, improving and implementing better ways of providing education and training. One thing is for sure, the methods that we currently employ will not be the same in 2025. And therefore, if it's going to look different, we need to be driving that difference. We need to be at the forefront of it and making decisions, not just ending up at some point in the future. And it's seminars like this that help us shape our ideas, our thoughts, and how we will do that for the future. So I hope the conversation and the outside of the presentations, as well as the presentation, give you a whole bunch of knowledge, but they also give you a whole bunch of ideas that you're going to go away with and help change your institution to be the better educated and trained institutions that we deserve. Thank you again for the opportunity to open the seminar, and I look forward over the next couple of days to talking with people around and finding better ways of doing this next year. So thank you again.